also live on Instagram. So let's wait for a few people to jump on. My name is Adeposi Okupe, and I'm so glad to be your host. Every Sunday, 9 p.m. Lagos time, we're going to talk about how to build wealth from scratch and solve the money problem once and for all. It's a subject that is so dear to my heart. I feel it so strongly that I have a purpose, a mission, to teach people about how to get well. Actually, it's an assignment for me. It's a task for me. And some years ago, I had an instruction right from God in my quiet time to teach His people how to build wealth. Just 1 second, let me. Okay, great. I had to clear out something. So, um, it's an assignment for me. God asked me to teach His people how to get wealth, not just how to make money, not just how to become successful. I know people like talking about how to create success and all that, but there are ways to get wealth. There are principles to getting wealth. How do you become wealthy? And last week we spent the entire time talking about this, how to restructure yourself for wealth. All right. A lot of us were just not in a position to build wealth. We're not in that position. There are so many things that are working against you, no matter how hard you try. All right. A lot of things are working against you. So you need to put yourself in a position to get wealth, to become wealthy. And I said last week that just the way we talk about Nigeria needing restructuring, a lot of us need to restructure, some key areas of our lives before we can begin to retain, build, and preserve or multiply wealth. All right. So, and we talked about three. I told you I was going to give you six pillars that need to be restructured. Coming from me as an architect, I know the importance of pillars. Okay, in a design of structure. And for some buildings, the entire system will be compromised if just one pillar is out of sync, is out of place. If one pillar is compromised, it may just ruin the entire structure, the entire building. So these six keys that we identified are extremely important. Okay, so we talked about three of them last week, and we're going to talk about the other three today. So before I go into that, I want to know who is live with me. If you are watching me live, wherever you are in the world, just say hello in the comments. Let me know where you are joining from. So let's do it this way. If you are watching this live, type live, LIVE, in the comments, whether you're on Facebook here or on Instagram here. So type live in the comments. And if you're watching this afterwards as a replay, then type a replay in the comments. So do that now so that we can get some idea of how people are engaging with this content. Also, I want to know the city that you are joining me from. If you're joining from Lagos or your Port Harcourt, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, Accra, Nairobi, Johannesburg, Cairo, United Kingdom, Berlin, Dubai, London, New York, Miami. Let me know exactly where you are joining me from. Okay, because this is a global move. What we are doing here is a global move. All right, so we talked about three pillars last week. The first is your spiritual foundation. Okay, when I say wealth, obviously the first thing that comes to most of our minds by default is money. All right, is money. And I established, hello, Karaliniki. Thanks for joining. We established last week that purpose is the foundation for wealth. Purpose is the foundation for wealth. All right. So that's what I call spiritual foundations. If you don't know what your purpose is, you're not going to know what to do with the money when it comes. So why should God actually trust you with wealth? Why should God trust you with wealth? Why should God entrust you with resources if you don't even know the purpose for those resources? Many of us, when money comes into our hands, when resources comes into our hands, the only thing we think of is how to better our lives. Oh, I've suffered too much. All right, this money that just entered, let me just take care of myself first. Let me settle. In fact, let me tell you, wealth is not actually primarily to settle your needs. All right, we need to get these things clear, because if you are going to be a good steward of resources, you should understand primarily that resources that come into your hands is to so that you can be a blessing to other people. It's not about you being able to buy Rolls Royce and live in a mansion and all that. All right. Primarily, resources that come into your hands is God's way of building you up so that you can be a blessing to other people. Okay. So if that is making sense, type makes sense in the chat box. My brother Franco Lanry, thanks for joining me. Good evening. Hope you are doing well. Okay, so that's spiritual foundations. You have to know the purpose for wealth. I told you that wealth is not just about money. All right, wealth is talking about relationships, access, the access you have, your talent, your skills, right? Even peace, health, right? These are the things that make up for wealth. Okay, these are the things that make up for wealth. So it's not just about money. I established last week that money is just the way we keep score. Money is just the way we keep score. It's just a way for us to be able to track progress. And human beings, we like to um, be able to categorize people. So I'm rich, he's rich. I'm poor, he's poor. But how poor is he? Who is the poorer among between us? Who is the richest man in Nigeria? Human beings just feel the need to categorize things and put them in classes. But practically speaking, money is just a way to keep score. If you're wealthy, you're wealthy. All right. If you are financially free, you're financially free. If you are resourceful, you're resourceful. Okay. So that's purpose. You have to know the purpose for wealth. And we established that wealth is primarily so that you can help others, so you can be of value to other people. Now, the second pillar we talked about is mindset. So this is a recap for those of us who, did not join us last week, or you're watching this for the first time. So purpose is number one. Number two is mindset. I said for most of us, um, even though you are in the right place at the right time, your mindset is repelling wealth, is repelling progress, is repelling money. There are people whose mindsets and behaviors attract money. All right, like me, people like me attract money. All right, money is comfortable around me. Is money comfortable around you? All right, this is time for some soul searching. All right, type money is comfortable around me, because I know what to do with it. I don't squander it. I don't abuse it. All right, I don't abuse money, so money is comfortable around me. But I said last week that wealth, your mindset is the filter through which we experience life. That is one of the key takeaways from last week. Your mindset is the filter through which we experience life. All right, so you find two people in the same circumstance, but one of them is in misery, is in agony, is depressed, is frustrated, and the other one, even though he's not at where he wants to be, but he's positive, he's optimistic. you know that person that is optimistic is going to attract solutions, is going to attract wealth. All right, while the other guy is just going to stay there and keep suffering in lack. So your mindset is the filter through which you experience life. It's the second key pillar for restructuring yourself. You have to check your mindset. All right. If you're presented with an opportunity, what's the first reaction? What's your gut reaction when you see opportunity? In fact, what is your gut reaction when you see a young person who's a billionaire? Mhm. A young person who's very successful, like is under 30 or under 40, and this guy is very successful, what's your first reaction? It doesn't matter if the person is living lavishly, maybe he's not even conducting himself in the right manner. But when you first see this person, what is your reaction? What's your gut reaction? Like, are you thinking, oh, all these Yahoo boys? You see somebody who's doing well, and the first thing you think of is this guy must be a scammer. These are those 419 guys now. This politician, these are all. You understand? What's your gut reaction? That it's a product of your mindset. These are subconscious patterns that actually prevent you. All right. So when you see opportunity, your mind, even though your heart wants it, your mind, your filter is keeping it away from you. So you have to look at your mindset. The third thing we talked about is relationship. And you can go and watch last week's video actually if you want to go more deep into that. Relationship. Relationships. Who are the people you're surrounding yourself with? All right, they say if you hang around nine broke friends, guess who is number 10? You are number 10. So you need to move around the right relationships. You need to consciously pick the people in your setting. All right. So those are the three things we talked about last week. All right, your purpose, number two is your mindset, number three is your relationship. So let's go to number four right now. Okay, if you're enjoying this, type I'm enjoying this. Type I'm enjoying this in the chat box. Make use of your keypad. All right, in the comment box, type I'm enjoying this. Okay, so number four is work ethic. Number four is thank you. Okay, Emmanuel, I can see he says makes sense. Thank you so much. Number four is your work ethic. You can have the right mindset, you can have the right purpose, you can have the right relationships, but if you have the wrong work ethic, you are still going to be poor. And I'm not talking about poor just financially. Poor means passing over opportunities repeatedly. All right. If you don't have the right work ethic, you can't get wealthy. Wealth is not something you stumble upon. Wealth is not something that happens to you. If you are wealthy, you're not surprised. Right? If you ever get to the point where I'm wealthy, it's not going to come as a surprise. You are going to know that you put in the work. So it takes some level of grit, some level of discipline to get wealthy and to stay wealthy. That's why people that make a lot of money and they lose it in a very short time because they don't have the work ethic and the discipline to sustain that wealth. A mentor of mine told me many years ago, about going to 10 years now, and then he says that the journey is actually in becoming the kind of person you want to be. When you become, most times you think about success as a destination, like, oh, I want to get something and then I'm successful. All right, I want to get something and then I'm successful. But success is actually about the person that you become. Is the person that you become, is the transformation that happens to you, and that is what attracts. For example, you want to be a billionaire. Let's use that as a simple example. You want to have a billion naira in your account. All right, so a billionaire in naira. So most times we think about, what do I need to do to get 1 billion? What do I need to do to make 1 billion? So we're looking at tactics. All right. What is the opportunity I can use to hammer? Okay. But what that code is explaining is that what you should be thinking about is, how can I become the kind of person that has 1 billion? Yeah. How can I become the kind of person that attracts 1 billion, that has 1 billion. That's what you should be thinking about, because billionaires have habits. Your If you are broke, it is your habits that made you broke and that keep you broke. If you ever become a millionaire or a billionaire, it is your habits that made you a billionaire. All right, you didn't just arrive there. You would know that these are the things, and when you are a billionaire, when you reach that status, you would know the habits that got you there and the habits that will keep you there. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. I can see Toluke. Thanks for joining me. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what city you're joining from. Just type that in the chat box. Okay, so we're talking about work ethic and discipline. There's a book I read in 2013. I think that's when in 2013, I read the most amount of books I've read in my life, my entire life. I'm talking all through my primary, secondary, university, masters, right? 2013, when I was doing my NYSC, that was when I read the highest number of books I've ever read in a period. I must have read over 60 books that year. I was reading like one book per week. During my NYC, I was out of Lagos, and then what was I doing with the excess time? I was just developing myself. I was learning about leadership, marketing, sales, business. Right? If I show you my library here, most of the books here I bought that year. Okay, but so I read a particular book called um, "The Tipping Point" by Malcolm Gladwell. I'm not sure if it's The Tipping Point or The Outlier, one of the two books, where it talks about the principle of the 10,000 hours. So if you know the correct book, it's either The Tipping Point or Outliers. And he's saying that, I think it's Outliers. And he's saying, or maybe he referenced it in the two books, I don't know, saying that if you see anybody who is a master at his craft, is super successful. The guys, the Michael Jordans, the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Steve Jobs, whoever you see that is a master at his craft, this person must have spent a minimum of 10,000 hours doing that thing. Minimum of 10,000 hours doing that thing. All right. So it speaks of dedication. Do you know how many months of consistent practice makes 10 hours? You cannot get to that point without discipline. It's not going to come by chance. If you see LeBron, any other superstar basketballer, see Cristiano Ronaldo, see Messi, all these guys, they spent they've spent way over 10,000 hours. They live and breathe football. They live and breathe their craft. So you need that work ethic, all right? And Malcolm Gladwell calls it the 10-hour principle. Anybody you see who is super successful, is a master in his craft, has spent 10,000 hours minimum doing that thing. So that's the fourth pillar. You need to have the work ethic. The work ethic, right? You don't just have loose time. Like, sometimes even I catch myself sometimes. I like, okay, I've been flipping through my phone for the last 15 minutes. Adeposi, what exactly? What are you doing right now? I'm just sitting down, just loafing around. I don't do that often, but sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, you know, can't you put this time to good use? Can't you use this time to learn a new skill, up to perfect a skill you've already learned, to improve yourself in one area or the other? So that's the work ethic. All right, that's number four. So let's go to the fifth pillar. I've talked about, four pillars now. Okay. One is purpose. You need to know the purpose for wealth. We are talking about how to restructure yourself for wealth. All right. Talked about purpose. You need to know what purpose is. Mindset. Your mindset is the filter through which you experience life. Relationship. You need to evaluate the people surrounding you, your key. And I'm not saying, or sometimes it's not your family members that will get you where you're going, but I'm not saying you should become toxic or hostile to them. But you need to consciously put people in your space that can help you get where you're going. So you need to consciously evaluate your relationships. Number four is work ethic and discipline. You will not arrive at wealth by chance. All right. And you need to have discipline. So your work ethic is what will get you there. And more importantly, is what will keep you there. Okay. So you don't have stories of people that fall from grace. Okay. It's your work ethic that gets you there. And that's what keeps you there. So the fifth pillar we want to talk about is your financial vehicle. And this is going more into tactics now, strategies and tactics. I've been talking principles. All right, because we need principles, we need mindset shifts, we need positioning. So I've been talking about positioning. Your purpose is positioning, your mindset is positioning yourself, relationships is positioning yourselves, right? Your work ethic. Okay, they say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. All right, so it's your work ethic that makes you lucky, because you've done it so many times. It just one of it has to work. You understand? So your work ethic is what actually gives you a chance at success and at remaining at that level. But we want to talk about some strategies, but it's still part of the six pillars. So pillar number five is your financial vehicle. If the goal is to be wealthy, you need to assess your financial vehicles. Are you in the right financial vehicle for this purpose? If the purpose is to become resourceful, to build up capacity so you can begin to do stuff, begin to help others, begin to lift other people out of poverty, begin to impact your community, your country, whatever, you need to be, intentional about the vehicle. So, for example, I always give this example. If you want to go to from Ikeja to Ikoyi, right? You can decide to walk Legady's Benz. I heard a funny joke about somebody trying to toast a girl or whatever, and he saw the girl holding a Benz khaki in the lift, and he too was not badly dressed. So he said, let me just have fun here. So he said hello. He didn't say hello. He just said, "Oh, what was the beginning of that joke?" He just made a remark and said maybe is that your Benz or something like that, or that, oh, you're driving a Benz or something like that, and the girl said yes. Why do you ask? He said, well, I just saw your car key, it actually looks like mine. And the girl said, oh, that's cool. What Benz do you drive? Since you say my car key looks like your car key, so I assume you're driving a Benz. So the girl said, what Benz do you drive? And this guy must be a clown. This funny guy said, Legady's Benz. So, so that was a funny joke. The guy he was just fooling around anyway. But the point is, you need to assess. Oh, okay. I saw it on Twitter. That's why I saw the joke on Twitter. So, Oga Peter saw that as well. So you I was alluding to the fact that you need to know your financial vehicle. If you are going from Lagos from Ikeja to Ikoyi, you can use Legady's Benz. Maybe to take you, I don't know, 2 hours or 3 hours. If you can use bicycle, okay, maybe to take you 1 hour. You can use a motorbike, a power bike. You can use a car. All right. You can use a helicopter. So you can see that depending on the vehicle that you use, your travel time is going to differ. All right, so I'm all for fast vehicles, fast cars. Okay, so if you're trying to go somewhere, I want to get there as soon as possible. I'm not trying to do a road trip. All right, I'm not trying to look at the scenery and enjoy the view. No, I want to get to where I'm going. So, access your financial vehicle. Most of you, or most of us, are in the wrong vehicles for the destination we want to go. The vehicle may get there, but it may get there when you are old and tired. And for some people, the vehicle never gets there. The vehicle may break down on the road. All right. So just like somebody, well, this is my personal opinion. I don't believe in pensions. I don't believe in retirement. account, or what they call it, retirement savings account and things like that. I believe in planning for the future, but if your entire plan for retirement is hinged on what the government is going to give you, or whatever the pension fund is going to give you, I think that's to me, I think that's an irresponsible plan. Okay, so it's your vehicle. Uh, because I mean, let me just speak a little about that. That, you are basically thinking about survival. That's the only thing that can guarantee you. It's just survival. But I don't want to just survive when I'm 65, 70 and above. I want to be doing things. There are things I want to be doing. I want to be resourceful. All right. At that point, I want to be, resourceful to be able to initiate projects, not have to beg and be dependent on people. All right. So you need to access your vehicle, the vehicle you are in right now. And what I'm talking finances now. So what are the things putting money in your pocket right now? Okay, what's your primary source of income? And if you continue with this vehicle for the next 20 years, where is it likely to get you? The other guys who follow this vehicle, where did they arrive at after 20 years? You don't have to look too far to get that answer. Okay, assess it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but the aim of this call is for us to start reviewing the things that we are doing. Okay, so if you are going to invest in in stock market, right, you need to understand that vehicle. How fast can it get? So let me give you a quick example. Why did I run into blockchain madly? I mean, in 2016, I made a realization. I was like, what? My goal was to be financially free. So my goal was to be financially free. I had a goal when I was 21, all right? And I think that was, yeah, around when I was 21. And I said I wanted to be financially free at the age of 30. All right. So because I said I wanted to be financially free at the age of 30, I had to quickly assess my vehicles. I'm an architect. I'm working. I was earning like maybe 180,000 naira per month as at that time. At the age of 22 or 23, thereabout, um, I was earning about 180,000 per month. And I looked at myself, okay, let me look at this career path. If I Number one, a job is not going to make you financially free. Financial freedom means that you have money coming in every month that you don't have to lift a finger for it to come in. So money that comes in whether you like it or not. All right. How would you like that kind of money that comes in whether you like it or not? So I already know that a job is not going to get me that kind of money. So what's the next step? Okay, maybe I need more money. So maybe I need to start a business. So I started doing online business on the side. When I get home from work, all right, then I go online and I start doing my business. I was doing blogging, affiliate marketing, and things like that. But then I looked at it again that I finish working 8 to 5, then I come home and work 5 to like 11, 12, or 1 a.m. doing this other thing, but I'm still the one doing it. I need something that can pay me, and I don't have to be the one doing the work, or at least doing all the work. So I quickly realized that the vehicle I was in was not going to get me to where I wanted to go. So I started to learn about investing. That's why I started learning about real estate investing, passive income, stocks, the stock market. That's why I started thinking about cash flow and portfolio money and all those things. But then I had a plan. I came up with a plan around 2014, 2015. And I knew it was going to take me, some time. No, this was like 2016 there, but just before I got married. I looked at it that, what, real estate with the plan I have is going to take me about 8 to 10 years, to double my money, or to even think about becoming financially independent, or that's if I get everything right. Okay, it's still not guaranteed. But I don't want to wait, 10, 15, 20 years to get it right. I don't want to wait for 20 years, to be financially free. I want to solve this issue now because I also want to show other people how to do it. I don't just want to be free, I want to help other people. So if it takes me 20 years to figure out how to do this, then what time do I have to start showing others? So I asked the question, how can I become financially free? But how can I do it quicker? How can I do it faster and not, wait for so long? And that's where I got interested in blockchain. So you can see how the choice of the vehicle that I want to use, how I came about it. I didn't just stumble upon crypto and say, "Oh, I like trading, I like doing this." No, I I was looking for a vehicle that could get me from zero to financial freedom in a short period of time. And I saw, oh, you know what? The blockchain is an enabler, it's a multiplier. It can help me compress 10 years, compress 10 years to 1 year. What you would achieve when it comes to investment in real estate or stocks in 10 years, you could compress that to 6 to 12 months, 6 to 12 months in crypto. And I saw people do that time and time and time again. All right. And I think I met some guys that made a huge mark on me around 2018. And these guys are very young guys, like 26, 27. Some of them were, maybe 80 to over 30, but none of them over 35. And these guys were millionaires. These are Nigerians on the island, like very young guys. They were millionaires. One was like, oh, you're saying, oh, this is my friend, he's worth $1.3 million. The one I was talking was like, oh, he was worth like $5 million. The other was worth $3 million, and they all did that through blockchain. So I was looking at what's going on here, right? So you need to know the vehicle, and that's why I'm a big proponent for blockchain. It's just sad that the Nigerian government doesn't know what they're doing. I hope they get their acts. I'm praying they get their acts right, right, and I'll see what I can do in my own capacity to, further that. But then, the fifth pillar is, your financial vehicle. All right, I was going to go through three more, but we're out of time for today, and I don't want to flog this. So maybe we will have a third part where I will talk about the sixth pillar, and that is your principles, your strategies, and your tactics. So after knowing your financial vehicle, for example, you can come into blockchain. In fact, when I came into blockchain, I had prior knowledge of trading because I've been trading forex for a long time on the side, right? So when I came into blockchain, the first thing I went into was trading. So somebody may tell you, oh, crypto, there's opportunity, but what he's seeing in crypto is trading. But trading is not going to get me to financial freedom. It's not going to get me to where I want, to where to earning passive income that can take care of my expenses without me having to touch it. Because to trade, I have to touch it. I have to monitor it. I have to put in the stop loss. I have to do all those things, and I have to spend time in front of the screen. But that wasn't my goal. All right, so you need to understand what your strategies are, what your tactics are. Say, goals don't change, but your tactics can change. And since 2016, when I got into blockchain, my tactics have changed. Boy, my tactics have changed. All right, my tactics have changed. There are some tactics that can give you, X result, and some can give you 10X results. So you need to understand what is working, what's the shelf life of this opportunity, how can I take advantage, can I maximize it, what's the allowance, what's the size, the opportunity here, how fast can it get me to where I'm going. You need to understand those are tactics. Okay, so next week Sunday, we are going to dwell on strategy and tactics. All right, so we can end here. We are already over 30 minutes. So I'm just going to do a recap. All right, so we've done 5 pillars out of 6. And the first one is your purpose. Understand the purpose for wealth. Okay, wealth is other focused. It's not self-centered. You are basically a steward. If you are wondering why you are still broke, it's because you are thinking about what you use the money to do for yourself. All right, wealth should empower you to help others. All right. Then number two is your mindset. Okay, your mindset is a filter through which you experience life. Some of us, our mindset is what is repelling us from wealth. Okay. Number three is your relationships. If you spend your time around broke people, you are always going to be broke. If you spend your time with rich people and wealthy people, progressive people, you are going to be progressive and wealthy. All right. So relationship. I talked about your work ethic. Your work ethic is what guarantees that when you eventually become wealthy, you will stay wealthy. Have you seen one hit wonders? People that make a billion dollars, and they go back to ground zero. Is because even though the money came, they didn't have the structure, they didn't have the pillar to support that weight. So that thing can actually even drive them into something else, into a negative situation. So even when you make $1 million or $1 billion, it's your work ethic and discipline that is going to keep you there. And I talked about Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah, you need to put in 10,000 hours into your craft. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to become the master at it. Seek to become the best in your game. That's number four. All right. Number five is your financial vehicle, which is where we are ending today. You need to evaluate your vehicle. How fast can this vehicle go? Is this vehicle secure? If you're going to Ikoyi with your leg, obviously you are not only going to get there late, but you are going to get there soaked and drenched. If rain falls, you're going to get there wet. All right. If there's stray bullet passing, the stray bullet, stray bullet can hit you. Okay. So what else can affect you if you're on Legacy's Benz? There's a lot of things that can affect you. Okay. Something can happen, and then I don't know, your journey can be truncated because of the vehicle you are in, right? But if you're in a helicopter, it's 10 minutes from Ikeja here, or 15 minutes from Ikeja here, and to drop you at Civic Center or wherever you're going on the island. In 10-15 minutes, you're there. It's safer, it's faster. You get there, your makeup, if you're a lady, is still on. As a guy, you're still fresh. You go for a meeting, you come back. So you need to assess your vehicle. How fast is it? How safe is it? Right? How secure is it? And what are the opportunities that it gives you? Okay, so next week we're going to continue on this series, restructuring yourself for wealth, and we're going to dwell on the last topic, the last pillar, which I think is actually important: strategy and tactics. What strategies should you be implementing in 2022 to become wealthy? Thank you for joining me. If you had a blast, if you got value from this, let me know in the comments. This is the Wealth Crusade Live. We do this every Sunday night by 9 p.m. It's just for 30 minutes. Today we went to 40 minutes, but it was for a good cause. So 30 minutes every Sunday, no matter where I am in the world, 9 p.m. Lagos time, we're going to come and talk about how to build wealth from scratch and solve the money problem once and for all. I'm building a community of wealthy people, and this is not just me sharing with you. I want to learn from you guys. I want to learn what you're doing and opportunities that are out there. So I'm creating this community of wealthy people, okay, where we learn from each other, we collaborate, and we all build wealth together. Okay, if you want to join this community, send me a message. You can join. I have a WhatsApp group for now, where we just discuss about wealth, what's working and what are you doing, challenges, how do you overcome these things. Some of us just need accountability. You need accountability to begin to save, to begin to invest, or there's a new opportunity that you're looking at and that we can take advantage of together. Okay. So if you want to join that, send me a DM so I can give you access to that WhatsApp group, and then we can keep building the community from there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm super excited. Okay, Manuel, Peter, thank you so much. Douglas, Toby, Ewura, all right, Maybell, Francis, thank you so much. Facebook, thank you. Instagram. I'll see you same time, same place next week, Sunday by 9 p.m. Have a great week, and God bless you.